to help spur Perrin on. And there was a thing that didn't make the final cut, and I thought it was the most gracious, generous thing I'd ever seen on a film set.
Hello, welcome. I am Brother Dan from The Way of the Leaf. We just got back from JordanCon, and Ryan and I had the pleasure on Saturday to interview and meet Guy Roberts, who plays Uno in the Amazon series. Guys, it was awesome. He was a really sweet person, and he answered our questions well. Unfortunately, we do have some tech issue with this recording. It doesn't start right when it should. It kicks in halfway through Guy's response to Ryan's question about how he felt about hearing that Uno was coming back as a hero of the Horn. This was something he had advocated to Rafe. Rafe said, let me see, interesting. And this was the end results. And I'm sorry you didn't get the whole answer, but here's where it starts, and then we go on from there. Thanks for watching. We love you and are proud of you. Take care.
Order. And they had to really show the power and the threat of the Shanchan. And the easiest way to do that, and the best way to do it, in my opinion, is to have a Sean Bean moment and kill a character off, a character that's unexpected, because it immediately raises the stakes. It lets you know that no one is safe and that the Shanchan are a real threat. But and the way that Rafe and the whole team handled it, because you never want to die. You want to always be in as many scenes as possible, of course. But it just a class act from top to bottom. And when Rafe and I had the talk, I said, all right, I totally support this. I want the show to be as successful as possible. I want to have a great death. I hope it doesn't leak. I hope it's really powerful. But I said, I've got an idea for you, and I'd just like you to consider it. Would you consider having Uno come back as a hero of the Horn?
Oh, wow.
And Rafe, I'll never forget, he looked at me and he goes, I like that idea. I'm not going to do it, but I like that idea. Okay. And so I thought that was it. I had shot my shot and wanted to come back, and I had a whole spiel about how Uno had dedicated his life to fighting the shadow, and the horn is spinning out, or the wheel is spinning out new heroes, and that it was totally fitting that in this age that Uno would become a hero. But it wasn't to be. It wasn't meant to be. So we shot all my scenes, and this conversation was before season 2. But I was trying to manifest this reality. So as I shot every scene, in my mind, I'm a hero of the Horn. Like, I know I'm coming back. And I developed this storyline in my head, because actors have to have secrets, And what I wanted to do with the way we'd structured season 2 was take that relationship in the books that Uno has with Rand on The Great Hunt, where he's always looking at Rand, he's giving him a hard time, but he's doing it because he's testing him. He wants to know if Rand is worthy of being the dragon and serving him. Awesome. And so I translated that into my relationship with Perrin, and I'm just so grateful and lucky that, Marcus is such an amazing giving actor, and it's so wonderful to play those scenes with him. So in my mind, in that scene with the Shanchan, when Uno sacrifices himself, I did it to help spur Perrin on. And there was a thing that didn't make the final cut, and it wasn't in the script, and that's probably why it didn't make the final cut. But when the Shanchan grabbed me every take, I would turn to Perrin and say, fight. Wow. Because I wanted my death to pull him out and to be the man he needs to be. But when I shot that, I thought I was dead. But in my mind, when I'm looking up at Karima and Jessica and Ferris, I'm thinking, I'm coming back. You just wait. And then, so we finished filming in October. I finished my sequence in October. And then in January, about 10 o'clock at night, I got a WhatsApp from Rafe saying, can I give you a call?
Uh-oh. Nice.
And I thought, oh man, I hope this isn't an invitation to dinner or something. I was like, is this the call? Is the Horn calling me? And it was so great, because he said, we've cleared it with the estate. everyone's on board. We're really excited and we'd love to have you back as a hero of the horn. And I just was like, it's meant to be. The wheel is weaving. And I was so honored to come back as a hero of the horn.
Guy, that is a boss move. Kudos to you. That's amazing. All right. You are a Shakespearean actor, right? You're trained in Shakespeare. Am I right about that?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. Can you answer the rest of this interview in iambic pentameter for me?
Well, I probably won't be exact, but I'll tell you, because we're speaking English, and English is a naturally iambic language. So the normal patterns in the English language are soft, strong, soft, strong, soft, strong. And that iambic pentameter is the verse form with 10 syllables of alternating light and strong stresses. It's the verse form that most closely approximates everyday human speech in the English language. So probably if someone would go back and transcribe this entire interview, we've all been talking a bit in iambic pentameter this whole time.
That's amazing. That's awesome. Who on the set, who wowed you the most with their like acting ability?
It's Rosamund. I mean, Rosamund is unlike anyone else. And, just anytime you have a chance to be on set and watch and observe Rosamund work, it's just a masterclass. And I'll never forget my first day on the show in season 1. And I've told Rosamund this story. There was a very long sequence with Agomar where Agomar has a very long speech and he has a long scene with Moraine. And the way it would normally work, because Rosamund's number 1 on the call sheet, you shoot her angles, you shoot Rosamund, and then perhaps she would even leave or give less of a performance as they turn the camera around on Thomas. But what was amazing, because it was a very long, complicated sequence, so we were there for hours. Every single take when the camera was not on Rosamund, she gave 110%, and her performance was phenomenal. And it got better and better and more insane. And I'd never seen anything like that. And she did that purely because she loves the show. She's dedicated to the Wheel of Time, and she was there for her fellow actor. And I thought it was the most gracious, generous thing I'd ever seen on a film set. And for me, or TV set, and for me, I think that spirit of generosity is the hallmark of the entire Wheel of Time team. And it really comes down from the top, from Rafe. Rafe is an incredible, compassionate, brilliant leader, and that same spirit infuses every department: art department, costume, makeup, props, stunts. And it's just an absolute pleasure to go to work every day and have a leader like Rafe behind the scenes and Rosamund on screen.
Yeah, the phrase "spirit of generosity" is so great, and I that seems like the ideal working conditions. It sounds like Rosamund wanted to bring out the best in everyone, wanted to create the best.
She does, because she's a great actor and a great leader.
I have one more quick question for you. You had mentioned that fight that you had mentioned to Perrin. How often and how much agency do you have as an actor to do these additions or improvs?
Well, listen, the scripts, in my opinion, are so well written, there's actually no need to really rewrite anything, because the world, the writers, Rafe, Justine, AK Dave, all the writers, Amy, everyone, they understand the world so well. So they're really perfectly written. But, sometimes things happen. So, for example, in some of the fight sequences, they won't immediately say cut. And the camera's still rolling. So you got to kill more people and do more things. And so I found myself, when they would not say cut, doing a lot of cursing, hopefully often in Wheel of Time lingo and talking about goat kissers and things like that. Sometimes there were some other curses that probably could not make their way onto Amazon. But those are the fun moments too.
Well, this triggered a question for me. I know that you work a great deal in teaching how to do combat on screen. So when they don't yell cut, how chaotic does that get then if you're just supposed to kill more people?
Yeah, well, let me clarify. I have a lot of experience with fake fighting on the stage, but on screen, we're in such great, capable hands with Filmka and Roulette and Jan and Roman and all the great the stunt team, and it's so safe. I mean, we work those stunts a million times every day for months, and it's always safe. There's a vocabulary. You have a sequence. So, for example, you'll do a cycle, and you might have 10 moves in the cycle, and you'll just repeat it, and knowing that you repeat the cycle over and over again until they yell cut. And then they'll edit it in a way so it doesn't seem that, because they're getting different angles and things. So it's always super safe. I've been very fortunate, and I think the entire production is incredibly run, and there are no accidents or things like that on this set. It's just an absolute pleasure to do those sequences.
Yeah. Well, the spirit of generosity has been continued with you. Thank you so much. I don't know of a production that seems so aware of the fandom and really wants.
That comes from Rafe. Rafe is a fan, and so many of the people on the show are fans of the books behind the scenes in the various departments, and we love the fans, and we are fans too.
You guys are very respectful and giving and loving to us, and it is appreciated. Thank you so much for going to.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for this talk. Everyone, Guy Roberts, look him up on IMDb and watch everything he's done, man. And also go to Prague and
come to Prague. Yes, buy a play Shakespeare ticket to a Shakespeare play. 100% do that.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Thanks a lot.
Taishar.
Taishar, peace, beauty, life.